Sorry, guys. I'm just setting things up. I need this. I need to make a graphic. Yes, I do watch and love scary movies. Me too. I've slowly come around to really enjoying the horror genre. Took me a while, but I'm there now. I'm there now. That's the way I look at it. I'm there now, you know? All right. Here we are. Let me do a little introduction before we get started with the chat going on. We are going to welcome everybody to the live stream discussion of Scary Movie 7 slash review. I don't know what to really call it, but this is where we just gather and hang out and shoot the shit about the good, the bad, and the silly for a film. And today we're going to discuss Scream 7, which I went and saw last night with my buddy. We went and saw it at 7 o'clock. There was a good handful of people in the theater. I'll say like 15 for a Wednesday. I guess that's good. Um, there's a lot of young people there, which was good. Like it's good to see young people get to the movie theater. You know what I'm saying? I'm always glad to see that. You know. Speaking about Scary Movie 6 is coming to theaters on June 5th. Oh, sorry, Scary Movie. Instead of June 12th. Oh, that's good to bump it up a little bit. I'm down with that. So let's get started with talking about the good, the bad, and the silly when it comes to Scream 7. And I did get some concessions last night too. You know, like I enjoyed myself. It was a good night to go and see the movie, and I was in the mood to see it after watching all six Scream movies. What I did that like in the summer. I think I hammered all those out. It's I have to go back and reevaluate my list too. We might take a little look at that a little later, see where this movie's going to go into the grand scheme of things. But we'll discuss that. I have to think about that a little bit. But okay, I don't know where to start with the good, but let's just start with this. There's going to be a lot of spoilers too, just in case anyone's wondering. There's going to be a ton of spoilers in this movie discussion, by the way. So if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want it to be spoiled, this is your time to just leave, come back later. Or if you don't care about the spoilers, then let's stick around and just hang out, you know? So, where do we start? Where do we start? I think we should just start with the opening sequence, okay? Because that is you I absolutely love the opening. Okay, I did not hate the opening. I thought it was a good opening, just like any other Scream movie. I thought, you know what, it held up to everything that you expect to see, right? Like I didn't think there was any deviation from the Scream formula when it comes to the beginning, the opening, and I actually really enjoyed the opening. And I would like to just point out that when I was watching it, um, the girl who is the Scream girl at the beginning, the blonde, what's her name? I'm just trying to find it right now because she's from geez, what was her character's name? I don't even remember. It doesn't even matter what her character's name is. But the blonde at the beginning, is it Madison? I think it is Madison. Yeah, who's the actress is Michelle Randolph, and so she's the opener, Scream girl. And she was good. Hold on. Oops, my everything's breaking on my thing. The opening. Oops, let me write this in here. The the opening was good as always, right? I have yet to see a bad. Yeah, she's from 1923. Let's just put her name in here. Oops, Michelle Randolph. She's also from my favorite show, um, Landman. She plays the daughter in Landman. Um, great. I'll just put her in. She did the job right. You know what I'm saying? Great. She's from the Tyler Sheridan universe, really. Uh, And if you haven't watched Landman or 1923, I highly recommend that you do. There's a couple people from Landman, from the Tyler Sheridan universe in this that we should probably mention. I thought Ghostface was like as always, Ghostface is great, but I really do like the motion detector Ghostface. Like I like the whole house. The whole house was cool. The Ghostface, I just like the whole idea of like you could rent the Airbnb, um, to the old like I guess that's Stu's house, if I recall. So you could rent the old house and like live there, have a night there, and like live through the Stab franchise, so to speak. And like I just thought that was really cool. It was cool in the trailer too, but it was cooler when they actually had it all on display and stuff like that. And then having her and her boyfriend in there, her boyfriend was like really into it. I just like that whole thing, and then like just it was creepy. One of my favorite things in this movie, which also it starts from the opening, is I really there was two times where I was like, Ghostface was really cool. Ghostface is always good. I'm just gonna put Ghostface in here anyways. Ghostface is always dope. Like Ghostface has a great tradition of always being dope. You know what I'm saying? And I think I really liked when he was hiding in the shadows and they just gave enough lighting on his mask to show that he's in the darkness and she's in there and she was so spooky, or well, Ghostface was so spooky, and they did it twice where I was like, oh man, that's a great little, like just a great little nugget of suspense and tension that you just see enough of Ghostface in the darkness because your mind's already playing tricks on you when you see that darkness, right? And you just see enough glimmer of Ghostface's mask shine through. And I thought that looked cool. I was just like, oh yeah, that's nice. I really like that. I really like that a lot. Um, we'll get to that question there, Theodore, soon. And then like we already mentioned just a minute ago, there the robot motion detector Ghostface was a really good jump scare, a really good plant. Good humor with that too, and how it was a robot. And then when they revealed it to not be a robot, where you're like, oh no, that moved differently, and it was actually Ghostface, and I thought that was really cool. Um, and then I have to agree with you. Like, why did they burn down Stu's house? And it kind of made me sit there and go, why would Stu burn it down if it was Stu? And why would the girl, what's her name? Jennifer, is it? Yeah, well, big spoiler. Why would the big spoiler if you haven't seen it? Why would the act, what's her name? Oh, I think it's Jessica, right? Yeah, Jessica is that character's name. Like, why would those people burn down the house, right? That part doesn't actually make any sense to me. Um, so I'm gonna put that in the actual silly, where it's like, why would you burn down the house? Why? Oops, let me get this fixed here. B and U, bop bop bop. Why would you burn down Stu's house? Oh my god, whatever. Jeez. So I actually thought the motive behind that was silly as well. And there was really no point to it. Even in the idea of like burning down the old and out with the old and in with the new kind of thing, it didn't make any sense. But I guess if you think about how the end plays out, you would kind of see the whole idea of the out with the old and in with the new, even with that character's motivations, which we're going to get to that because I think their motivations was not good. Um, yes, we're going to get into that. The kills. The kills are dope. At least the ones that actually, let me put that differently. The on camera kills are really dope. And I have to agree, the beer tap kill is probably the best one. Beer tap kill is the best. They really put the budget and everything into that one. I really appreciated that one. Um, The only person I would know that would burn Stu's house would be Stu himself. Hopefully, we're gonna talk about Stu at the end because me and my friend were going off about how dumb this movie is with like the ending of it is so bad. Um, that they could have done something really cool to set things. Like they could have ended it better, but we'll get to the ending in a second. The kill. Okay, so I kind of want to put in here. Okay, I don't know if this is bad. Okay, this is bad. To me, this is bad. You guys might not agree with me on this one. But first of all, okay, I think having the Meek twins in this film makes no damn sense at all. They don't need to be there. However, having Gail Weathers back, always a plus. Always a plus. Actually, I should put that in there. Having Gail and Sydney together is a huge win. It's also just nice to have Sydney back too. Is Nev Campbell back as Sydney? It's just great. You know what I'm saying? And like you said on Instagram, I was so upset that Chad and Mindy weren't really in the movie long enough. And bro, why did Chad have to go out like that and just a stab in the arm? Let's talk about that, okay? Oh wait, actually, I want to point this out too. The introduction of Gail's, or actually, let me put this better. Gail's return was dope because when she runs over the one ghost face, I thought that was hilarious, and everyone in the studio popped. So Gail's return was dope. Like just her return in the movie is dope. Okay, so let's talk about these Meek twins. Okay, because they are bad, and let me preface this really quick though. I do like the Meek twins in general, like from movie 5 and 6, but in this movie they're absolutely bad. And Chad Meek, he's fine. Here's the thing that's a problem with him. Chad Meek is fine. He is exactly the same character from 5, 6, and in this one, 7. There's no delineation of the character. The thing that sucks with him is Chad. Okay, Chad's death scene, or however we want to put it. Chad. What? How can we put this? Getting killed. Um, sucked, but he didn't get killed. And I want to point this out because Chad, because me and my buddy were both like, Chad got slit across the neck with the dagger. So where'd that injury go? Like Chad's throat was slit, and he had no injury at the end of the film. Only the arm injury, right? If I recall. So like what they did there was so freaking weird with that. Like me and my friend were like, "Oh my god, they actually killed off Chad." Like I legitimately thought Chad was dead after everything that Chad has gone through from 5 and 6. That he finally dies, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the most like unrewarding death of a character," because Chad needs to go out way better than that. If he's going to go out, he has to go out way better than that. And just to have him get his throat slit and stabbed, and you're just like, okay, he's dead. But then he's not dead at the end, and I was kind of like, what the hell's going on with this character? Like, I know I saw what I saw, and then we have Mindy Meeks, who only gets cut across the gut, which is fine. It wasn't like like a death kill, like you could have had her intestines spilling out or whatever. But the thing with Mindy that I really didn't like, Mindy is a totally different character in this movie, specifically from going from 5 to 6, where Mindy is a lesbian. Like she is 100% a lesbian, if not maybe bisexual, but I'm almost certain she's a lesbian in 5 and 6 because I do recall her making out with girls multiple times in that movie, in both movies. Yeah, and in this one, she's a totally different character. Like I don't even get like lesbian vibes off of her anymore. Like she's just a normal like cis cis straight girl. Like and I don't mean to use the word normal. I'm like they normalized her in a sense. Like she doesn't have no character pizzazz or anything like that. Like there's something missing with her. You know what I'm saying? And it's really weird. And I felt like she had more um Mindy went from her uncle Randy to take with Weathers. I just think the whole character of Mindy transformed. Mindy is not Mindy. from Scream 5 to 6. She's a total to six. She's a totally different character. I swear she's no longer LGBT, and she doesn't even make out with any girls. She doesn't even talk about women in this. She's very career oriented all of a sudden. She's so weird. It's such a weird character flip with her. So is it like all her time spending with Gail? Like, did that do something to her, make her more career oriented in how she wants to become a news broadcaster now and a writer and a journalist? I'm like, this is just such a weird flip for Mindy because Mindy's like her uncle. Remember, like that's who Mindy really reminded me of. Yeah, like Mindy went from her uncle Randy to Gail. Yeah, like you are right. Like she was Randy, and she was more like a pothead and into drugs and like free love and all that stuff. I don't even remember listening to the soundtrack in the movie itself, but I do want to just point out what they did to Mindy is absolutely bad, and I don't know why they did it. I really don't understand why they did it. That's my takeaway. Is like why would they do that? You know what I'm saying? So whatever. What else is good in this movie that I'm trying to think of here? Aside from Ghostface itself, is the story good? Now that's a good question. That's a really good question. Is okay, actually, before okay, I want to point. Let me put this in here, up here. I want to put some of the dialogue in this movie sucks hard, like really, really sucks. There's some sequences of dialogue between these characters where I was like, did AI write this or did no one proofread this? Because this just seemed so rushed, so out of place, and sometimes it was just confusing and so comical. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was bad. Some of the writing was really, really bad. But is this is the story any good? Is the actual question. Let's answer that at the end, okay? Because I have another bad. Actually, you know what? I can't say it's bad. It's just the actor. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in silly because it's not his fault. But Joel McHale as a leading man, as more of a leading man's man, it didn't work for me, and it's because of okay, it's not Joel's fault. Okay, it really isn't. But I can't see him in that role because of all the years of him being a comedic actor in Community, and he comes across as a very kind of braggadocious, egotistical asshole that we like, and he's comedic, and he can't quite shake that. For me at least, I like he just can't shake it, and every time he's on screen trying to be like a dad or like a man's man and macho, it not macho, but like more like like uh someone who's like a that you could depend on to defend the home, right? Like that type of vibe he's putting out there. I just couldn't get behind it. I just couldn't get behind it at all. So that's in the silly because it's not really his fault. It's just like I'm so used to him being that character from Community and that goes for any role that honestly that I see him in. That's not him being in a comedic presence. It's tough for me to get him into that kind of thought. Oh, that's funny. Mark Kincaid, that's funny. As soon as I saw Joe McHale appear on the screen as the dad, me and my friend, we both busted out laughing because he just seems so out of place. I actually was hoping he would die the whole time. Actually, let's put that in the silly. Um, he survives. He survives what happens to him, and that just goes into the I got kind of I don't know if I like the Scream movies doing that, where certain characters will take so much damage and live, but I guess they're also kind of making him the new Officer Dewey, which I don't want to happen at all. Okay. I don't need a new Officer Dewey. There's only one Dewey, and that's it for me. Like you can't replace Dewey uh, with Joel or Mark Evans is the character name. You can't do it. There's only one Officer Dewey. You know what I'm saying? He isn't allowed to be the new Dewey Theodore. It's not allowed. Hold on. I don't know if you paid attention to the first phone call from Stu, but I think it really was Stu on the first call. But the rest for sure are AI. Okay, I guess this is where we should get into the story because I don't know if this story is good or bad. I would like to say the story is like 50-50 good, but it has a lot of bad because the ending sucks. Um, to me, the ending's not good because she married Mark Evans. She's married. And it should always be Sydney Prescott. I understand that, but she married because isn't she like go? She should just go by Prescott Evans, right, or something like that. Like do use both names or something. But okay, I thought okay, so the story itself is just about Sydney Prescott is living in this new small town. No one knows where she is. She's out of the limelight, and she's living that secluded life because she's done running. The funny thing, I actually let's put this into the silly because of the story. Somehow Sydney has three kids. Has three kids, right? So that's a little silly. I could understand the one who's named what's her name? Trent? What's her freaking kid? Tatum? Sure, but she has three kids, and two of them aren't in the movie. They're at their grandma's place, but there's one. So it's all about Gail trying. I mean, sorry, Sydney trying to raise her daughters, her children. But this one really focuses on Tatum Evans, her eldest, who's a high school student. I think she's a high school student. I think she's 17 or 18 years old in this. I think that's the age of this character. And she's trying to be a mom and a loving wife and all that stuff. She runs a little cafe in town and she's still always just thinking about, um, she's still thinking about like, running from her past, so to speak, and always on the edge that there's someone always going to try and come and kill her and stuff like that. And then eventually one day she's at their work, she meets this this strange dude comes in, buys a coffee that she kind of gets the ick from, and her Sydney senses kind of start tingling, and she thinks like this guy might be here to come and kill me, and then she gets a phone call moments later, and it's Ghostface, right? Obviously, it's Ghostface, but then the reveal is it's actually what's his face, Stu Macher, right, played by Matthew Lillard. And now the thing is, it did Stu actually survive from Scream, and is he actually back ready to terrorize Sydney? And the rest of the movie is pretty much her trying to figure out if Sid is alive. I mean, Stu is alive, and or is this AI, which is really dumb. But they were because they were doing a lot of the whole like face swapping and all that stuff. Like, is Stu alive? Yes or no? Right? Um, I really didn't like Ethan Embry and the one guy from the theater. They seemed too suspicious, no joke, and yeah. And one of them was the killer, but there was like, why was he? Yeah, like once we get to the rest of the ensemble cast in this movie, they all kind of suck. Like Tatum's crew of friends, um, who is there? There's Ben, Hannah. I got the list up here. Ben, Hannah, Lucas, and Chloe. Right? Those are the four kids, and they all kind of suck, and none of them really scream out that they could be potential murderers or the Ghostface killer himself. The only question though is that hospital scene. Who is really in the hospital with those drawings? Well, that was the one murderer, whatever his name was. I can't remember his name. Robbie, was it? Was it Robbie? I can't. No, no, not that wasn't Robbie. That was the Robbie was the other news reporter. Oh, was it Marco? I can't remember who that guy was. I can't remember. I can't remember his name, the character name. McKenna Grace was that was Hannah. She has the best death in the whole movie, I think. Probably one of the best deaths in the movie. Yeah. Let me put that in here. Let me put that into. Yeah, actually, I forgot about her death. Her death and Thingy's death are the best. Lucas's death and Hannah's death are the best. I totally forgot about her. Hers because the whole yeah, that was great. That was great death. Um, so I think the whole like crew of who could be murderers and them hanging out with the Meeks in the bar with Tatum, like once we got to that part, I think the whole movie kind of falls apart where they're trying to figure out like who's doing the AI and Tatum's all on edge trying to figure out who's coming after her. And then I think when Tatum gets away from the crew and she's on her own, the crew and everyone there gets killed, which is great. I actually liked what Ghostface did there. And then when Tatum is on her own from that point on, I actually thought there was some really good tension in the movie because of just her running from Ghostface was awesome. And Ghostface is a menace, you know what I'm saying? Like there's some really good tension in this movie. Um Good tension. I would also like to point out that I just want to put this into the silly. Um what's her face? Sydney does a lot of running. A lot of running. Like how many like this is a heavy cardio movie, you know? This is a heavy cardio movie because that one sequence at the end when Sydney can't get her car to work or she can't get into the car and she has to run all the way from the news station to the town, absolutely hilarious, you know? And it's so silly because even when oh yeah, that's silly too. Let's put that in the silly. Um Sydney and Tatum phone call. Tatum phone call was so silly. It was humorous and silly. Like I just thought it was dumb, but in a in a fun way, you know. What'd you say here? I asked my mom what was her favorite death, and she said the one girl from the opening where she falls on Ghostface knife. Hmm. Could we put that in a top three? She could be in the top three. She could be okay. Opening death, top three. That's here we go. This is the order because top three. Let me fix that. We got a one for the beer tap. We're gonna put Hannah's death as number. Oh my god, my keyboard's being two, and then we're gonna go with the opening as a three. Yeah, there's the top three kills in this movie, I think, because even the end kills aren't really that good. So where else? The cameras are now helping hands. Well, okay, okay. Should we? Let's get to the end here. Okay, let's get to the end here because we okay because I'm trying to think about this ending because me and my friend both did not like the ending because the big reveal, um, because the big reveal at the end of who is the killer, I knew it was going to be her because the actress is Anna Camp and she's from, I know her from True Blood. HBO classic vampire show, and she was great in that. She's in season two, I believe, and three. I think she's done. Yeah, I think she's in two and three because she's the preacher's wife, and they hate vampires. And yeah, she's crazy. I think she becomes a vampire. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've watched True Blood, but she was in it, and I was like, oh my god, she's going to be the killer because she's a known actress, right? Like it wasn't an unknown actor in this movie. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the other movies kind of seem a little unknownish in a sense, but her, I'm like, oh, that's going to be the killer. Because why would you from the last season of You? Oh, she's in that. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. I never watched beyond season one of You. Um, so her character is Jessica Bodeman, and so when we get the big reveal of her being the killer, the ghost face, and she has her accomplice, which is the one guy, I can't remember his name, who worked at the psych ward, and her whole shebang of being like, the reason why I'm trying to kill Sydney is dumb. It's absolutely dumb. I'm putting it in here. It's bad. The the reveal and reason behind Ghostface is dumb. It's dumb. People were thinking that McKenna Grace was going to be the killer because of her blue checker flannel skirt. I did not think of that at all, to be perfectly honest with you. Most of the Ghostface killers wear a blue flannel. I did not know that, to be perfectly honest with you. Didn't know that. I've never even noticed that. Now I'm gonna have to rewatch Scream and be like, oh, interesting. I did not notice that. That's interesting. A little tidbit there. Interesting. I didn't know that. Huh. Interesting. I'm learning something new. So I do think that the reveal is dumb. The reason behind this character, Jessica Bodwin, to kill Sydney doesn't not make any sense to me because her initial reasoning was I read Sydney's book, it motivated me to change my life and do what Sydney does, which is kill my enemies and survive. And so her enemy was her husband, who was an abuser. And she said she went and trained in Pilates, which was, I thought that was a hilarious little joke. Um, and she kills her husband to free herself from that life. And she starts a new life. But her motivation, that's okay. I'll definitely forget. I'm 46, dog. I'll forget. Don't worry. My brain will not remember that information. Um, where was I? And her motivation to kill Sydney afterwards just falls apart for me. And why does she like? Why does she use Stu? And why is she hires the or gets the guy out of the mental institute to go after her, and how she gets the ward guy to work with her to go after Sydney? Like all of it just does not make any sense to me. And I thought that was probably the dumbest reasoning to go after Sid. And I guess she was like, I'm going to create the new Sydney, which is kill Sydney and her husband Mark in front of Tatum, so Tatum becomes the new Sydney and can write the new chapter of the Scream universe, we could say, which I thought was incredibly dumb. I just thought it was dumb. Yeah, yeah. I thought that was incredibly dumb. But I was on board. Like that's the thing with this movie. Like I was on board with this movie, and I was thoroughly entertained. But there's certain sequences in the movie where I'm like, this is absolutely dumb. Oh, another dumb part. I totally forgot about it. Hold on. Let's put this in here. Wait, do I have this in here? Right here. Let's put it with this one. Some of the bad dialogue in this part. The scene between what's his name, Lucas, and what's the other chick's name, Chloe, in the bar is so cringe because like it's such a weird tonal shift where all of a sudden Lucas goes from yeah I'm the murdering boy to I want to bang Chloe, and then Chloe's so hot for him. I thought that was so freaking dumb. I thought it was so dumb. When the killer, okay, let's see what I'm saying here. And when the killers mentioned something about New York in the world, did they know about New York? Yeah, that's the thing too. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, how did they know? How do they know this stuff? Like, maybe they know because maybe it was on the news or something like that. But I'd have to rewatch the movie. Like, I have to actually sit down and rewatch Scream 7 again to kind of really nitpick the ending some more because it's so dumb. Like my brain was shut off. It's like I don't care about this. And then we have the final fight, which is it bad? No, not necessarily. I think it's more silly. Um, the final fight with Tatum in Sydney versus Ghostface is silly. And the final part too, where they both pose shoot the gun and Capper, like I thought, like there's some very stupidity in there. Lucas really gave me Ethan vibes from the sixth, and from the sixth, not gonna lie, but I'm glad he wasn't the killer, but deserves that death. I didn't even like how, like, I honestly, I don't even. My friend was like, "Why'd she kill his son?" And like her reasoning was like, oh, because he looked too much like her father, or sorry, his father, so I just wanted him to die too. And I felt like bad for the kid. Like, I didn't like Lucas at all, but when she said that, I felt bad for him. Because it was like, why did you kill your son? Oh, because he happened to look like your father, or the husband that beat her. And I was just like, man, that's just so bad. I didn't like that at all. But again, I didn't like any of the side characters, to be perfectly honestly. And isn't this Celeste O'Connor from Spider Woman? Wait, it's not Spider Woman. Madam Web? Isn't she from that? Because I couldn't put her face. Like I knew her from something, and I was like, where do I know this actress from? And I was thinking she's from Madam Web the whole time, but I couldn't remember if she was from Madam Web. So I was like, man, where's she from? You know? But whatever. But I think she is from Madam Web. Anyways, I know you know she's from Madam Web. You'll be like, yeah, Brad, she's from Madam Web. But yeah, because I was like, where do I know her from? I don't think we even got a single knife swipe by Ghostface at all in this movie, like where he wipes the blood off the kills. It was close at the Titan fight. Yeah, yeah. I do still think Ghostface was amazing in this movie. Like all iterations of Ghostface and every single one that played Ghostface, because there's three Ghostfaces in this movie. I like them all. Like Ghostface is still Ghostface, and he's still. I'm always going to call him he. I don't know why, even though it was played by a girl. He's just menacing the whole time, and such a powerhouse. And it kind of made me sit there and go, well, when was she Ghostface, right? Because a lot of the action beats in this movie would make me consider, well, like, yeah, she does Pilates, but when is she actually Ghostface in this movie? Because it's the man from the Psycho Ward in the first as the first Ghostface, then the other Ghostface probably doing a lot of the other heavy lifting, specifically on the Lucas kill. That has to be the orderly that works at the thing. So when is she doing the kills? Is she's the one who probably killed um Mark in the garage? Well, she doesn't kill Mark, but she's probably the one who attacks Mark in the house with the tie wrap stuff around like the garbage bags, right? So so in the end, I think the story itself it was okay. Actually, you know what's stupid too? Hold on. Oh, I got another stupid part. I totally forgot. Um this part was stupid too. What was that character's name? Was it Ben? Is Ben her boyfriend or love interest? I think it's Ben, right? Yeah, Ben. Ben making the fake AI videos is dumb. Because that whole scene of him and her, like when Tatum finds out that he's making these videos and she replays it and she's like, what is this? And he's like, oh, I'm just practicing the AI to see what we can do, is like what's fake and what's real. And then it shows the sequence of his video that he made. He's like, I'm going to kill you, Tatum, you stupid bitch. And it's like, why would you make that? Like, why would you make a video like that in the first place? Why wouldn't you do something goofy, being like, "Look at me, Tatum. I'm Stu all of a sudden." Like the AI is working. Like you would do something comical. You wouldn't do something so dumb. You know? I don't know. I don't know, man. It was so dumb. And then she whacks him in the head with the key. Yeah, dumb. Oh, we've got yeah, the actor's name is Sam Reckner. I think you were correct, but his character name is Ben Brown, and he is dumb. That was a dumb scene. There's a lot of dumb in this, but I do want to put. I will put in the good. I will put in the good here. Where is it? Good tension. There is some good laughs. Let's not forget. There is some good humor. I did laugh every now and then. Okay, the Gale. Do we care about the Gale and Sydney sit down interview that didn't go anywhere? Was that bad or good? Because it wasn't. You know what? I might be generous with this one. I might be generous and put it in the good. Gail Vase Sydney interview finally happens. It was okay. You know what I'm saying? How did Ethan Embroid, the Ghostface killer, do the AI stuff? Did he possibly have help by Ben? That's the thing. We'll never know how he got the like. We don't know. We don't know. The whole AI element to this movie, we don't know. Like I don't know what to say other than we don't know. It's so dumb. The AI elements to this movie are absolutely dumb. Okay, you convinced me. You convinced me. Let's go in. The AI elements. I'm gonna put that as AI story elements are absolutely dumb. And another thing that my friend kept pointing out was the character. So Anna Camp playing Jessica Bodman as the main villain. As soon as he started, as soon as the reveal happened, he was like, "Yo, that's Erica Kirk," and her husband was Charlie. I was like, "Oh my god, dude!" I didn't even notice it, but it was like, "Yo, predictive programming is high level in this." Because even when she's freaking out at the end, which I have to say Anna was actually really good in this movie. Like I have to say that Anna, what's her last name? Camp is good because she's really good at melting down, and freaking out. Meltdown and freak out. She's great. Reminds me of Erica Kirk. Erica Kirk is her name. Big time. Big time programming. Thanks. So, yeah, that was that. But she was good. Um, what did I? There's something I was thinking of. Okay, let's talk about how this movie really should have ended. Okay, because me and my friend were talking about this after the fact, because it could have worked. It could have worked because there was like we were talking about it because like the idea of Stu being alive is not a bad idea at all. And the little nugget that they put in the movie where Stu was in a mental institute for X amount of years and he had amnesia and kind of forgot who he was, but then he kind of got his brain back together after being away for 20 or 30 years, and he was let go of the infirmary, the psych ward. That's a great story idea right there in itself. And I thought, yeah, that's freaking awesome. And then what they could have done was have Jessica Bodman, Anna Camp, play as like maybe like a nurse in there or a psychiatrist, kind of like a Harley Quinn maybe, but someone that like worked with Stu and brought into Stu's madness, so to speak. And from Stu being in there, he could have brought also on those other two characters that were early Ghostface as well. And then we could have maybe built up this idea of the cult of Ghostface, which was kind of similar to something brewing in six, so to speak. And then from that, we could have actually had the final fight of Sydney versus Stu. That could have been a real reveal of like, oh, like the next door neighbor that Sydney believed in and thought was friends with was actually an infiltrator, sleeper cell agent for Stu to keep tabs on her, right? And like they could have done so much with it. And then at the end, they didn't even have to really reveal Stu yet. You know what I'm saying? Because they could have still been like, Jessica's working for Stu and all that. Like there could have been other ways that they could have spun the ending where it would have been freaking better, and they could have still been like, why is she? Like, why does this woman after me? But then they could have unfolded it a little bit more and going, oh my God, she was the nurse or the psychiatrist that helped Stu. Maybe Stu really is out there, and then that's like the end, so to speak. Leave it on not necessarily a cliffhanger because everyone's dead, but the idea that Stu is still out there is a good idea. And then I would have done an end credit sequence or post credit sequence, whatever you want to call it, and I would have had it in New York. You don't necessarily have to show what's her face Sam, but it's like behind her back so you can see the black hair or brown hair. She's in the cafe, the phone's on the table, and then you see a ringing and it says unknown caller, and you just have the hand touch it, put it on speaker, and I'll be like, Hello, Sam. Do you like scary movies? And it's Stu's voice. Boom. Cut the credits. It's over. We've got Scream 8 on the way, and then we bring the girls back for Scream 8. It's Nev, it's Gail, it's Tatum, it's the girls. Will the girls become practitioners of Stu? And the Ghostface like cult, like we could have done something dope with the ending of this movie. It was sitting right there. And sure, they could still bend it. They could still bend it. We could still say Stu is still alive. We could still consider he is alive. There is ways that we can go about this because there was no finality to the end of Jessica dying and the two accomplices dying because it doesn't actually necessarily clear the air that Stu himself is dead. You know what I'm saying? There's still mystery in there, but I just think we could have had a better presentation and a better ending. It could have happened. It could have happened. What do we got here? That's the end of my rant for the what how I think it should have ended, and my ending probably would have made $200 billion, and Scream 8 will make 500 billion because it's a great fucking idea. So when I heard Anna's character saying she didn't care of killing her son Lucas, that makes me think of those Ghostface killers. Care for the son. Oh yeah, Scream. Yeah, yeah, and was for revenge about that. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. I just thought it was sad. But that's all I have really for Scream. Oh we're not done yet. We're not done yet. I forgot. So let's go to the collection. Will this go into my collection? Probably. I'll put it as a probably because I actually have to sit down and collect all the other Scream movies. It's on my to-do list. So I probably would get Scream 7 as well just to have the completion of it, complete them all because I probably would sit down and watch 7 again. Maybe not as much as the other ones, but I think I would probably watch it again. And then my overall score for this for out of 5, I think I'm going to keep it at a good 2. Yeah, I think it's okay. Is it good though? I think I'm at a 2 with it. 2 out of 5. I think that's where I'm at. Because I don't think it's great, and I don't think it's. I think it could be good though. Like it is good. It's just that ending is not great. Okay, I think I might be at a 3. I think I'm at a 3 because I think it's good. I was entertained. The kills are good. There's good jokes in there. There's a decent story with the exception of the end and the reveal, and I think that's important to note. The reveal at the end is not good, and the motivation is not good. However, it's still a good Scream movie. Hmm. I think I'm at a 3. I think I'm at a 3, Theodore. I think 3 is a good spot for this. But if they nailed that ending and got me excited for 8, because like the ending of this movie doesn't get me excited for 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, not excited. I'm like, okay, cool. Nev's back. I would have been, honestly, I think I would have been more excited for Scream 7 to be the carrying on the story from 5 and 6. I want to see how that ends. I want that movie. That's what I want 8 to be. But, like, I want that. So, right now, I'm not excited for 8. And I think that's why this movie's going to be at a 3. Because every Scream movie, when I watched them, and I'm being honest here, when I watched, because I just watched them what like 6 months ago, I watched every single Scream movie, and I have to say, every single Scream movie that I watched, it got me excited to watch what was coming next, and I feel like this movie didn't build anything to make me excited for what could be next, and I think that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? But that's where I'm going to keep it at a 3. And I think out of all of the movie rankings, I'm going to have to sit down and rewatch them all. But this one's probably worse than 6. So I think this would probably be at the end of my list. It's probably the worst out of the 7 movies. Yeah, which might be a thing. I'd have to sit down and rewatch them all to really think about that. I'll probably update my Scream list next year when Scream 7 comes out in physical media and I can watch it again. I will update my Scream list, but I think I'm gonna have to wait till next year when that's out. Yeah, I think so. Cause so let's not rank that yet. And I was just and while I'm here, I was fooling around with this. I don't know if you guys can see the screen yet. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see something here. Ba, 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 ba. Nope. Hold on. I'm looking for a folder that I made here. I was thinking of doing this. This is just an idea. What the heck? Did I not save that? Hold on. Let's see where I've saved that. I thought I saved it. Oh, okay. I did not save it there. Okay. I thought I did it, but I did. Okay. So hold on. Let me see if you can see that. 1 second. I just have to move this. So I'm thinking of doing this. This is just an idea. Okay, yeah, I think you can see it, right? Yes. Okay. I'm just making sure you guys can see that. Um. Oh wait, you know what I forgot to do? Should you go and see this movie? Should you go and see this movie? Yes. On a cheap night with a date. Definitely go to see this movie on a cheap night. You will be entertained. You might hate the ending or dislike the ending or hate the ending, but I do thoroughly think three quarters of this movie is good and entertaining and fun and enjoyable, and then the ending sucks. So, if you want another Scream movie that is like Scream 3, a single killer is probably the best way to do it. I hmm, I don't know what they're going to do for Scream 8, man. You should do your Ghostface killer rankings. Which killer was the best and which one is the worst? I will. I see what you're saying. Like the Ghostface kills, like which kills are the best and which are the worst. Oh, that's a good idea. I could do that. Hold on. I just want to see something here. Why is this not showing this screen? Because I want to do this. Is it showing the screen yet? No. Hold on. I don't know why my thing's not showing that. Let me see. It should be showing this now. I'm going to close this because we are done with the ranking of that. And I kind of want to fool around with this idea here. So let me see if it's going to show. Hopefully it shows up. There we go. So this is something new I'm thinking of doing. I'm going to go over. We're going to do this at the end of every movie. Both that and the kill. Oh, the character of the killers. The killers like Stu and all the reveals and stuff like that. Ooh, that's a good idea too, actually. Okay, let me write that down somewhere. Where should? Dang it! Hold on, I gotta write that down. Um, oh, I closed all my writings down. Hold on, let me put that in my phone. Hold on. Where can I write that? Hold on, I got notes here. I got notes here. I'll put it into my gym, my gym notes, just so I remember. Um, um, best kills in Scream. Best character. Ghostface reveals. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. And now, what I'm thinking of doing is actually doing a tier list, and we're going to update this because I have other movies to add to this from all the movies that I've watched. But for today, with this, with this, and I'm also going to probably actually buy this so I get rid of all these damn ads. I think we're going to put Scream 7 into the 3 category. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where it's going to go. And then next movie that we're going to talk about, um, maybe tomorrow night, we're going to talk about Psycho Killers. I think after work, I think we're going to do a Psycho Killers conversation. I think so. Oh wait, no. Tomorrow's Friday. Everyone goes sees new movies on Friday. So I'm going to stream games tomorrow. So no movie talks Friday. Maybe Saturday we'll do Psycho Killer because I'm not going to see The Bride until next week Tuesday. Next week Tuesday, I'm going to go see The Bride with my friend. So that should be kind of cool. That should be cool. But yeah, that's it for me for this stream. I wonder if this will save. Like, do I have to push anything? Oh wait, I could should I have just done that? Oh, that doesn't work. Yeah, yeah, yike. I haven't never used this before, so I don't really understand it if it saves it forever or not. So, right, we'll figure this out. This is going to be a new addition to the stream in the future, and yes. But that is it for me, Theodore, and everybody who came by and sat down to converse about the movie. I'm watching Screen Seven again tomorrow. Hopefully, when I get back home, I could catch up on your gaming. Sounds good. I thought you were going to see The Bride tomorrow. Are you going to go see The Bride, or is that not on your to do list? I got Psycho Killer in my freaking mind now. I can't wait to talk about that movie. But I have to actually time to pack up. It's only 2:30. I'm going to stream again in a few hours, just so you know, Theodore. Probably after dinner. If you're going to stop by, I'm probably going to play some video games. But that is it for me. It's the end of the stream. I hope you enjoy whatever movie you go and see tomorrow in theater, which is Scream Seven. I see in the chat there. I hope you enjoy your second viewing of it. I myself am going to go and do some stuff around the house. I waited to see The Bride, but I want to see Scream 7 because it's my goat. I totally understand that, dog. I totally understand that. We'll talk about The Bride probably sometime next week when I go and see it. Anyways, we will discuss Psycho Killer later in the week, probably Saturday. We'll probably talk about Psycho Killer after work, though, because I'm not going to the gym, so that'll be like a 6 o'clock stream. But I'll be streaming tonight, like I said, video games around maybe 7 after I have dinner and have a shower and get ready for work and all that because tomorrow I got to go to work. So you have a good day, my friend. Thank you, everybody who came to watch. Um, hit the comment section down below. Tell me what you thought about. I don't even know how to end these live streams sometimes. It's just like, whatever. Have a good one, everyone. Peace out. Don't work too hard. I'll see you when I see you. Thanks for everything, as always, my friends. Bye.